Red Sonja. Just the name brings to mind images of girls named Sonja with red hair or with red costumes or with both or maybe with fire crotches. Fire crotch Sonja. Sorry, I had to adjust a little bit. Fire crotch Sonja leading an army across the Alps against the Romans. What color is her hair? We don't know, but we know she's got a fire crotch. Yeah, yeah, this is probably now adults only, so you little kids should probably leave the room. Anyways, this movie is actually really, really good, considering the first one is just pretty much a bland Sword and Shields movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bridget Nielsen. This one is like really good. It starts out with barbarians invading the town. Pretty much the way the first one started out. And Sonja waking up in a field with her horse. And them sleeping together. Ooh, I bet that hurt. Now, we don't know if the horse is male or female. But I'm betting if she's sleeping with the horse, that it's male. If you know what I mean. And if you don't, go look up bestiality. Now, then she catches an animal, and she thanks the gods for it. And she goes out looking for her people, who she got lost from because she escaped in the woods when the barbarians attacked her people. And she's still looking for them. And then she runs into some hunters who she hides from, and they cut the metal or skull plates off of these animals, and then she goes to get her revenge. That's where we meet episode Emperor Dragon, and we meet Alicia, who hears voices. And Alicia kicks Red Sonja's ass until Red Sonja starts wrestling with her. It's not in oil or mud. I know we're all disappointed. And then the gorilla dude knocks Red Sonja out. And they decide to put her in the Dagnati, which I think I pronounced right, which is like the Roman Colosseum. There's like a gladiator in the Roman Colosseum, which she refuses to fight in, leading to one of the gladiators dying due to the emperor's word. The emperor then decides that she is going to stay alive, no matter what, because he wants information from her on where the other half of his book is, because it's from her people, one of whom is also in the Dagnati. So she plans for them to escape, but not before the emperor demands he tell her, or her tell him, someone tell him something about where the other half of the book is, where her people is. But she doesn't know, so she doesn't tell him. So, which he then unleashes his new Cyclops on them in the arena, which he controls with his little disc thing in the back of their neck, which he controls all his animals with. But Red Sonja then rips off and sends the Cyclops after the Emperor, which then gives the Dagnati a way to escape, and Red Sonja a way to get her horse back and blow up the Emperor's lab. Emperor Dragon. And the Dagnati then meet Sonja back near the woods, and they decide to make one last stand against the Emperor, though her other friend, who's one of her people, die. Now, personally, when the Emperor, she's waiting in the woods, when the Emperor and Alicia come to the fort, and I would have just unleashed a flurry of arrows at this point and just killed them all. Because then when the Emperor's dead and Alicia's dead and all his little soldier friends are dead due to all these arrows, I mean, what's going to happen? Yeah, it's not a final flourishing battle, but the emperor's dead. I mean, who's going to lead the people? No one. And you won. I mean, guerrilla warfare, people. But apparently she's not trained in guerrilla warfare. So we need to train her better. So they go for one last stand with where her people meet up with her. And the emperor decides to blow up the woods. So there are explosions in this movie. Though it's a sword and sandals movie. Because, you know, every action movie has to have explosions. Because that's just the rule of action movies. Let's have explosions. I'm going to put explosions in this video, though I don't have anything to explode. Can I fart? No, I just pooped. I can't fart. Explosion! That remote was to the KO box. I don't have a KO box, so if it breaks, who cares? That was an explosion. I know there's no fire. I mean, I could light my lighter, but I don't want to. So there's this big battle, and Alicia runs Sonja through the stomach with her sword, promising if she brings Sonja's head back, she will become empress, though she's obviously insane. When she goes to cut off Sonja's head, the horse knocks her out and gets Sonja and brings her back to the goddess pool worshipping center that Sonja went to earlier in the movie. And the goddess gives Sonja the power of the gods. And Sonja comes back. And Osmosis comes back. I think his name's Osmosis. It might be Osmodium, or whatever his name is. His name's Osmosis Jones. Who knows? He brings his army because he's a prince, and he was one of the Dasmati who left them earlier. And so then the emperor tries to get Alicia to go fight Sonja, who has now killed over a dozen soldiers on her own. And she's like, fuck you. And he's like, listen to your voices. And she's like, do you hear the voices? And he's like, yeah, I kind of put them there. So then they stab each other in the gut. Alicia dies. The emperor goes to a god's worshipping area. Sonja apologizes for letting go of his hand because he was one of her people at one point. That's how he got the half of the book. And now he's got the other half because he captured all the people who were fighting, but now Sonja's let them free. And Sonja holds his hand as he dies. And then demands he get buried with honors because he was one of her people. Because that's how these movies end. They can't just be like, I'm just going to cut off your head and put on a pike and say, no one do what he did before. So then Sonja rides off. And in the end, we see that there may be a sequel. I hope there's a sequel, because this was a really good movie. I really liked it. I've watched it like 4 times now. It's really good. It's on Tubi. I recommend everyone watching it. If you buy it on Amazon, it's worth buying it on Amazon if you don't want to watch Tubi's commercials. So that's a new Red Sonja. Go watch it. And if you want to continue watching this channel after I think there's 2 weeks left, go to my new channel at Steve W. Sanders 84. It's in the description. There might be a URL in the description. I don't know. Sometimes I have trouble putting those in. And here's a word for our sponsor. Sick of doors that won't open? Get a doorknob. Just turn and the door opens. No need to push on it. No need to pull on it. No need to kick it. No need to hit it. Just turn and the door opens. You can even put a lock on it to keep people out. Just turn and the door opens. No need to ram your body into it, kick it, hit it, nothing like that. Just turn and the door opens. Get a doorknob today.